Hello FPL managers and welcome back for another video. Today we discuss the knee-jerk reaction for game week 9. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Also look out for some more game week 9 content coming your way shortly, and with that being said, let's jump into the video. So today we're going to have a look at the most transferred in and transferred out players this game week and give you guys a recommendation as to whether or not you should go with the crowd and bring these players into your teams or release them from your squads. Starting off with the top transfers in, Kieran Trippier is the most popular player to join the squads as he's got himself yet another return this season, picking up an assist at home to Bournemouth. His 5 points in game week 8 do bring up to 35 for the season, which does make him the second highest scoring defender at the moment, as already in his first 7 games he's produced 1 goal, 1 assist and 3 clean sheets. He was getting into some very good positions in this game, making nice attacking runs and whipping in lots of crosses to his teammates, so definitely great news for Trippier owners as he's just looking like such a good option, and that is why so many other managers are looking to get him in. Even if you are on a game week 9 wildcard, I think Trippier is a great pick to have as Newcastle still have some very good fixtures coming up, where hopefully Trippier can continue his good form. They face Fulham, Brentford, Manchester United and Everton as their next 4 opponents. Plus, they got a whole bunch of good fixtures from game weeks 13 and onwards, so I do think definitely those Newcastle assets are good ones all the way up until game week 16 before you get that other wild card. Trippier did attempt the most assists for Newcastle in this game, so I do think he's one that offers great goal and assist potential, as not only does he attempt a lot of assists, he's also on those free kicks as well, where he was unlucky hitting the post in this match, plus he is on some corners there, so definitely plenty of attacking potential for Trippier. Plus, Newcastle's defense has looked very solid. Kevin De Bruyne is another very popular player to join the squads ahead of game week 9 as he picked himself up a double-digit return in game week 8 by picking up 2 assists against Wolves. De Bruyne did look very threatening in this game, and actually amongst all players so far this game week, it does have the second highest expected assist figure of 0.66. Furthermore, his attempted assist stat of 4 actually ranks joint second amongst all players, only behind Zamora who had 5, so definitely one that's offering great assist potential as he actually is the top assister this year as he has already picked up 6. Now Kevin De Bruyne has become the top scoring midfielder with 45 points, and Man City's next couple of fixtures are looking good with Manchester United and Southampton. But after that in game week 11 they do have Liverpool away, then a blank game week in game week 12, and then a game week 13 match against Brighton, whose defense has looked pretty solid so far this season. It's definitely going to be interesting to see whether managers prefer Salah or De Bruyne, as Salah does have a decent fixture in game week 9 of Brighton at home, which is probably a similar difficulty to Manchester United at home at the moment. I definitely would have preferred getting in De Bruyne last week to capitalise on that Wolves fixture, as he really only has 2 more good fixtures of Manchester United and Southampton both at home before those Man City fixtures do take a turn, and you're probably looking to get Salah back in game week 12 as Liverpool do have a good fixture run after this game week. Isak is another Newcastle player that's been heavily transferred in, as of course we did touch on with Kieran Trippier. Newcastle do have some very good upcoming fixtures. Isak did get himself his 2nd goal in 3 games for them as he converted a penalty, plus he picked up triple bonus points at home to Bournemouth. Of course, as a result, Isak does have the highest expected goals figure this game week of 0.85, which is pretty impressive, as of course he's always getting into some good positions for them, and plus seeing him on penalties just boosts his appeal. He did take the 2nd most shots for Newcastle in this game for 3, which all 3 of which are also on target, which was nice to see, as this figure did rank towards the top amongst all players so far in game week 8. So for a player at £7 million currently with very good fixtures coming up, definitely one to consider in the forward line, as he could prove to be a nice differential, as currently the ownership is sitting at less than 10%. Let's now have a look at the top transfers out this game week, starting off with Gabriel Jesus. Jesus still hasn't played yet in game week 8 as he's got his match away to Brentford, but I do think even now Jesus is probably a good move out of the squads, as after game week 9 Arsenal don't have the easiest fixtures. In game weeks 9 and 10 Arsenal faced Tottenham and Liverpool before going away to Leeds in game week 11, and then they do blank in game week 12, so definitely a tricky next 4 game weeks for the Arsenal players, so for now if you are on a wild card I would recommend getting rid of Gabriel Jesus. Furthermore, even getting rid of him on transfers is not the worst decision, as of course we did touch on Isak, who could be a very nice option in the forward line, which would allow for just over £1 million to be freed up around the squad. Mo Salah is one of the most transferred players once again ahead of game week 9, but I do think now is probably not the right time to get him out, as I would have definitely got him out of the squads ahead of game week 8 where Liverpool did blank. In game week 9, Liverpool definitely don't have the worst fixture in the world against Brighton at home, where Salah definitely could get himself a goal in, as he was impressive in the Champions League against Ajax, picking up his first goal in that tournament. In game weeks 10 and 11 though, the Liverpool fixtures do get a bit more tricky with Arsenal and Manchester City, where then, as we touched on previously, from game weeks 12 onwards, Liverpool do have a very good fixture run. In fact, Mohamed Salah to Kevin De Bruyne is one of the most popular transfer combinations this week, but essentially you'll be getting rid of Mohamed Salah and then looking to get him back in game week 12, which is just 3 game weeks time, as Kevin De Bruyne does have a blank this game week. So for me, since Liverpool and Manchester City have pretty similar fixtures, you don't have to avoid taking those 2 transfers that are pretty much booked in if you do get rid of Salah, as I think he's pretty essential to have in the squads from game week 12 onwards, where Liverpool face West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Leeds as 3 fixtures in a row. And Marcus Rashford is the 3rd most transferred out player this week, as he did blank in game week 8 with Manchester United not playing, and he does have those slight injury concerns. But of course, he does have that extra time to recover over the international break, so I would be expecting him to return for game week 9, hopefully for Manchester United, where their fixtures aren't the worst. Once again, I do think Rashford is in the same boat as Salah, where I would have preferred getting rid of him ahead of game week 8, where Manchester United didn't have that fixture, as despite facing Manchester City away in game week 9, Manchester United then faced Everton and Newcastle as the next 2 fixtures. So considering that he is coming in at £6.6 million with 40 points under the belt already, he's definitely not the worst value option in the game, and he has been in great recent touch for Manchester United. So I guess unless you are on a wild card, I'd be looking to keep him in, as I definitely wouldn't get him out on transfers, as there definitely are more priority transfers to be used around the squad right now. So with these most popular transfers in mind, let's have a look at our game week 9 transfer watch list. These are 8 options that would definitely be very good options on both transfers and on the wildcard as well, so let's get into them. The first one here is Heung-min Son, as of course after getting himself a hat-trick in just 30 minutes for Tottenham, he has to feature on the watch list. It's been a long time coming for Son's first goal this season, but now he's got 3 in one game, plus he's also got an assist as well, so finally he is taking his chances, as he did have a couple of very good chances in the previous game weeks that he wasn't able to capitalize on. But now Spurs do have a good couple of fixtures coming up. Arsenal away in game week 9 definitely isn't the easiest, but amongst all players on this watch list, he does have the highest predicted points in the next 6 game weeks of 31.1. Moving on, Kieran Trippier has to feature here once more, as I would strongly encourage most managers to get this man into their teams, as he's got great goal, assist and clean sheet potential, especially considering Newcastle's good fixtures all the way up until game week 16, where you get the second wildcard. That's what we have gone with Pope as well to capitalise on that Newcastle defence, as of course Fulham away in game week 9 is a decent fixture from a defensive standpoint, and Pope has made one of the highest saves out of any goalkeeper so far this season, so definitely a nice pick at 5.2 million. Furthermore, his predicted points of 25.3 do rank towards the top amongst all keepers in the next 6 game weeks, so definitely one to consider. Alexander Mitrovic has to feature, as despite blanking a game week 8 away to Nottingham Forest, Fulham still have some very good fixtures coming up, especially with Newcastle at home in game week 9. Fulham do typically perform very well at home, and Mitrovic has got himself 6 goals already this season, so I'm sure he'll be looking to build on this one after not scoring for the first time in 5 weeks. Kevin De Bruyne comes in at £12.3 million and is also one on the watch list after he got himself 10 points in game week 8, making him the highest scoring midfielder with 45 points for the season. Definitely not as good option this week as he was last week, as of course that blank in game week 12 was announced for Manchester City, but with 2 good fixtures of Manchester United and Southampton at home, potentially one to look out for before you move him on to Salah. Amongst all players on the watch list, he does tie for the most predicted points in the next 6 game weeks with Heung-min Son with 31.1, and actually has the highest predicted game week 9 points of any player on this list with 6.7. Alexander Isak nearly got himself 10 points, picking up 9 in game week 8, getting himself a penalty goal and triple bonus, and of course with Newcastle's good fixtures, he has to feature on the watch list. Speaking of good fixtures, Maddison has definitely got some very good ones for Leicester, after he yet added another goal to his season away to Tottenham this week, scoring a nice goal from inside the box. Maddison definitely could be a good differential at £7.9 million, and Leicester's fixtures that do take a big turn, highlighted by Nottingham Forest at home in game week 9, where I would definitely expect Maddison to get amongst the goals or assists. As a result, he does actually have the second highest predicted game week 9 points out of any player on the watch list with 5.8. And of course, Harry Kane has to be on the watch list after he got himself 10 points in game week 8, picking up a goal, an assist and an extra bonus point. He's putting up great underlying stats for Tottenham so far this season, and now with 50 points under the belt, he is the second highest scoring player in FPL, only behind Erling Haaland. Thanks for watching today's video. If you guys want to become a channel member, then click the join button down below and get featured on the members board at the end of the videos, just like Philip Ash here. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to show support for the channel and click the notification bell. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.